In this last video, we will put it all together. So most of this is just about making the player interface as nice as possible, interacting with the user over here in the console. So just bear with us, or bear with me, I should say. The video 15.1, so remember we just pulled in those functions out of video 1 and we had that little stuff that came up. What I did was I went back in video 1 and I'm not sure if you know this, but you can highlight all this and control 1 will comment it all away. So I just commented all that away, and you save it, and then you can do the same. And I did the same thing to the testing section down here, so that when we pull this in, it won't do anything. Hopefully not. Okay, good. So it pulled in all of the things. It pulled in the dealer strategy, the player strategy, the new deck, the dual card. So it pulled in basically everything that we need. So now let's go ahead and start. Oh, we still need the cards. Let's see if that even comes up. Can I try to do that? I think it would be over here if I can use it right now. Cards, 5 of spades. Okay, so cards isn't defined. So let me grab the cards that are in that we created for the dictionary, and I'm going to put that in here as well. Let's start console over, and then I'm going to get rid of that. F9. So it rolled there. We got all of that information, and I don't think you can pull in until we get to classes and all that. I don't think we can pull in individual variables, but maybe we could. Maybe I could have said import cards. I just haven't done a lot of research on that piece. And I can just put this information in here and we can do it. So again, this is really the most important thing for this lesson, understanding what's going on behind the scenes with this dictionary and why we ended up creating that data structure for us to use it. All right, so let's go ahead and do I'm going to call it one game of blackjack. Why is that? Blackjack. So the reason why that I do that is just in case later on we're going to come back and we want to just keep playing and maybe keep track of money or what the bet is. This is just one game. Like if you think about it, sort of breaking down the problem, if you wanted to have a game of blackjack that kept track of money and all that, then we would need a way to play one game. And then you're going to either win or lose, and that information will come back out. So this is a way for us to sort of capitalize on the decomposition part of this language, right? So I can decompose this into just, can I just play one game of blackjack? And that's what we're going to do. So the first thing you do is deck is equal to new deck. So new deck, something like that, and then we'll initialize, since we're initializing deck, let's initialize player hand is equal to a blank list, dealer hand. Let's go ahead and deal the cards. I'll go ahead and comment that in here. Cards for I in range 2. I'm going to deal 2 cards. Then in this case, we're going to say, what is it? Deck. Deck, and we've got player hand. Let's see, how does the dealer do it? He's got his cards. He deals to the player, and then he puts himself. So player hand, card, deck, comma, player hand, paste. Generally gets me in trouble here because I forget to change this, but I'm not going to this time. Dealer hand, and then so I'm gonna deal 2 cards to each one of them, which is good. And then the next thing I want to do is maybe some kind of user interface where I print screen, so maybe something like this. Maybe Control C, a couple of them to the screen. And then maybe somewhere in here we say blackjack game. Very annoying. All right, we're printing those. Let's run it. One game, just to make sure. I'm kind of worried right now. Blackjack. Did I jack this thing up somehow? No, I didn't. Okay, so that's the first thing that's going to pop out, and then the user interface comes after that. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's freaking driving me nuts, though. It's just my life right now. Let's see, print. Dealer. Dealer hand. I better make this an F string. So to hand the first card, maybe something like that, and then deck. So the player's got to play his strategy first, because if the player busts and the dealer busts, then the player loses. So that's sort of the rub. That's kind of where you get messed up in this game. So if the player, so deck player hand equals player strategy, and I got to pass in the deck. I got to pass in the player hand, and I got to pass in the dealer card. Or not dealer hand. Underline in yellow. And then after you've done that, then you deck dealer hand. We should probably put if player or BJ eval player hand is less than 21, less than or equal to 21, then do this. But I'm just gonna let it ride. And then I'm gonna do the dealer strategy deck dealer hand. I think that's all we need for that one. Let's just evaluate. Let the D be the dealer, so BJ. We'll take care of the fact that if the dealer busts and the player busts, then the dealer wins. We'll take care of that down here in these if statements that we got. So dealer hand. So I'm going to eval that. The cards. So the dealer cards is just that same thing that we've done before, that dot join. What is that? List of strings. Dealer hand. And then P is the player points. So BJ eval player hand. P cards is equal to join each one of these. And what else do we want to do? Let's see. Now I would need to tell the user if he wins or loses. So if, and I will tell you that I experimented, I did not get this right the first time. So just understand that, you might have to experiment. So he's greater. So if player is greater than 21, right? So my player points are greater than 21, or if D is greater than P, and D, this is the part that I forgot last time. So the dealer was always winning when I first did this. But if the dealer is less than or equal to 21 and he's greater than my points and my points are not greater than 21, then we want to print off that I lose. So print, I should say I, the player, whoever the player is, you lose. Maybe we print off what happened. Print. Yeah, this might need to be an F string here. So I need to say maybe dealer had P D cards. 3 points. You had, move out of the way. You had this player cards, P cards. 4 P points. Put a period at the end. Kind of sounds like a sentence. And then let's see. I think that's all I want to put for then. Then maybe an else if. So get out of that. And then the next thing you want to check is if P is greater than D. So now we're trying to see if the player wins. So player, or if D is greater than 21. So here, if the player loses, or is greater than 21, he'll never get into this part, right? And now what I'm checking to see is if the player is greater than D, or if D is greater than 20, that's when the player wins. I'm just going to copy this, Control B, and then instead of you lost, you won. This stuff should be the same, right? Because I'm just going to print off the dealer had those, and then the player had those, and so that should be enough there. And the last one, let's see if we have a tie. We'll let the ties just be actual ties. So, oops, I forgot to put that. Print off. You tied. Stuff, all right, so you tied. And then we're done. I think we're done. Let's see, then we want to play the game. Let's play a game. I think we have all that stuff in, so let's play the game. So blackjack. Dealer card is a 2, so 2 showing, and I have 16, and it's telling me that the 2 is showing. Okay, so I can then say, do I want to hit on 16? I think I'm gonna stay on 16. I lost. The dealer had a 2 showing and a 4, and just went crazy until I got 20 points. It looks like if I would have hit, I would have got a 20. Dadgummit. All right, let's play. Oops, I don't want to do that. Let's play this again to make sure that it's working correctly. So the dealer has a queen showing, and I have 18. I'm staying. Of course, the dealer. Man, the dealer wins even when it's the freaking computer. All right, the dealer has a king showing, and I have 12. I'm gonna hit on 12. Lost, of course. I got 22 points. He had 19 anyway, so he'd have beat me. That part you never know. In a casino, they just you just would have lost. And then sometimes if you're the only other person playing, they'll just stop because there's really no use to doing it again. Here, let me press up arrow, press enter. 5, and I have 15 showing. I'm gonna hit on the 15. Hey, I got 18. So I'm gonna stay at 18. The dealer got 22, and it says that I won, so that's a good thing. All right, that's all I got. I think everything's working in this little blackjack game that we put together in these 3 videos. Hopefully, you got something out of this. You understand sort of how to use this idea of a dictionary. Again, go back to the Jupyter notebooks, check out all of the things that you can do with it. There's lots of things that I did not cover in here that I'm expecting you just to grab from the Jupyter notebook. All right, see you guys next time.